Hello, this is a very different spot for me to film. I have been vlogging the last few weeks. I know I haven't uploaded a vlog in a while. I have been vlogging since, like, in one form or another since I was about 6. I do it to see my progression in life, and I think it's really useful to see where I was and how far I've come. I've always thought that I've been relatively real in my vlogs in terms of, you know, how I was feeling, if it was a happy vlog, if it was a sad vlog, and I realised that that's not really the case, and I do really just sort of vlog the good parts of my life, and then if something bad happens within those vlogs, then I sort of talk about it, but I don't actually vlog the times when I'm not okay. And the thing is that, like, I don't not vlog it, I just don't upload it. This has always been the most therapeutic thing for me. When I started the vlog that I did a couple of weeks ago, I didn't anticipate it going how it did. The reason I haven't uploaded it, I will upload clips, but I look back on my vlogs. I look back on my vlogs from like 2010, I look back on my vlogs from like 2013, but most of all I do look back on the ones that I've done in the last year on this channel, and that's because I feel like I did so well in life. Because if I didn't vlog, I would look back and be like, I do get days where I think that was like such a good year, and then there are days that these are all just based on memories, and the fact that I vlog makes me see kind of almost the reality of what it was, and I can remember feeling how I felt when I was vlogging at that time. So to me it's an accurate representation of what my life was like then, and it was very stressful and I was very down a lot last year, but I didn't vlog it. The thing is, when I watch the vlogs, I know how I was feeling, so I know that I was down even though my vlogs were quite happy. To me that's enough, because I know that I got through that. Even if whoever else is watching thinks that I'm having a good time, I know that I wasn't, so it makes me proud that I got through that, and that actually, you know, I got ill, I got overly stressed, all kind of to get the award that I got for my degree. I decided at the end of second year that I was gonna get it. No matter what, I would do whatever it took to get it first, and I did. But, you know, it came at a price. But speaking of that, of my health, the one vlog that I cannot watch is the one where I talk about it, the one where I don't even know what's wrong. And you know, it's a shame, because in that vlog I think that's the one where I talk about the award that I was nominated for, and there were a lot of happy elements to that vlog, but there's one part of it where I talk about the fact that I think it's just stress, but I'm gonna go get a blood test anyway, but you know, I know it's just stress, I just want confirmation that I'm okay. And at that point I was very much in denial, because I really did think something was wrong, and I had managed to convince myself that everything was fine. And I don't like watching that, because if I had convinced myself further, like, it was dangerous how far my thyroid levels had got. Like, it was dangerous, and you know, if I didn't get it checked, like, it's just very scary what could have happened. And you know, I'm fine now, I don't have it anymore, but it is, you know, it does sort of freak me out at times, knowing what could have happened if I just left it. That's like the one, even though I wasn't upset in that vlog, that's sort of the one vlog I can't watch, because it kind of breaks my heart a little bit that you know, I didn't know what was coming. You know, I had no idea what was coming, and oh, I can't watch it. And that's sort of, I know this is like a really long way of explaining why I haven't uploaded the last 2 weeks. I just can't bring myself to watch it. That's why I'm talking about it now. I can talk about it, it's just, it's weird, because I talk about it with my friends and my family and I joke about it. Since my last vlog, yeah, I told you all that I failed one of my assignments and I never really understood why. I finally had clarification on this. I'm currently in the process of rewriting it, and I've had adequate feedback from the uni. I've sat with someone and gone through it, and that is all fine. I feel a lot better about that now. I now know why I failed. I completely understand why I failed, and that's sort of given me clarification, because I found that out in April that I failed, and I only got clarification really on it last week. and it's July. Emailing the uni saying this is affecting me, this is playing on my mind, I just need one day out of school, out of my placement, to just talk to someone about this. I just need to know. If I can know and understand why I failed, then I'll get it. I'll understand. And I never got that. And so it played on my mind every day, every single day, without fail. It popped up in my mind being like, why has this happened? And I know in the grand scheme of life and things that can happen, and especially in comparison to what happened to me last year, failing an essay is nothing. In a lot of ways, I did work so hard last year to do what I was doing with teaching, and I don't give up on things. Like, not that I know of. That's kind of sort of the thing that really plays on my mind, is that I was going through placement which wasn't as good as my first placement. Still couldn't tell you why. I think it was just a different kind of school, a different kind of atmosphere. It was a year group that I knew I sort of never wanted. As much I loved the class, they were a really good class, it just wasn't what I wanted, I suppose. It got to the point that I was getting very stressed and I was getting very upset, and I woke up with like almost a fear of going in. But I did it, I got through it, because I thought, I've done my first placement, I've proved that I can teach, I'm doing really well, you know, I've done all my assignments now, I can't just give up on my final placement. Observations, so when people were observing me teach and grading me, they weren't going great, and there was a lot that was just making me, every time, every day, I was getting lower and lower. Got to a point, I still don't know what happened, and it's gonna sound really dramatic, I mean it was really dramatic, but something happened to my foot. Don't know, but it was getting worse by day, and it got to a point that I couldn't walk on it. And I went to school and I was sort of like tiptoeing on it all day, and I thought, if it gets worse, I'll ring like either a doctor or 111. I'll just, you know, see what their advice is, because I don't want to go to the doctor if there's nothing wrong with my foot. So I rang 111 at lunchtime, went through, they normally talk through questions about what's happening. Basically they said you need to go to A&E like immediately. Hearing that, that's not a nice thing to hear, that's terrifying. And everything was fine, like it was like an inflamed tendon or something like that. I went back to school because I left my stuff at school, and I went back to school to then go home, and I was told then that I might not pass my placement. You know, a lot of people said to me, what kind of timing is that? That's really bad timing. But I always asked my tutor to be completely honest with me. If he thought for any minute that I might not pass, I wanted to know straight away. And, you know, we talked through it, and he said that he knew that obviously my foot was hurting, but he said, I think it's more than that. I think you've really overwhelmed yourself. And because I was meant to be being observed that afternoon, and I think it all just very conveniently connected. And that wasn't the case, because I was meant to be observed in PE, and I really enjoy PE, and I was actually really excited to almost prove that I was going to have a good observation. And it was just very convenient, it all just fell to pieces. And when he told me that, I just broke down, because I sort of knew it, I sort of had it in my mind that I might fail, and just hearing it, knowing, you know, it is in my control, but it's also out of my control. And yeah, I mean, it makes me emotional now, to be honest, because I was inconsolable. My class teacher came and spoke to me, and I feel like just everyone sort of agreed that I wasn't meant to be there. That wasn't their fault, you know, they were being nice by telling me. I just felt like they said, we want, because this was a Friday, and they said, we want you to have the weekend to think about if you want to stay. And I just, in that moment I thought, well, surely I've got to go, like no one wants me here. Like clearly if everyone thinks I'm gonna fail, that's only, I can't bring myself up from that. I was at rock bottom, and I didn't think I was gonna, you know, I know when they say you're at rock bottom, the only place you can go is up, but I really didn't think I could do it. I ended up going to my grandparents, and they're always very level-headed with me. You know, they said they think I should stay. I had 8 days left. 8 days to go, like 8 teaching days. It was 2 weeks, but 8 teaching days to go. That made it even harder. If it was like months to go, it wouldn't have been a question. I would have been like, right, okay, I'm clearly not, this isn't for me, I'll go. But it was 8 days, and I've, out of a 13-week placement, and the previous one was 11 weeks and 3 essays, and I just thought, it's 8 days. But then part of me was like, if I'm not wanted there, if I don't feel like I'm gonna get a chance, then what's the point in pushing myself through hell for the next 8 days? And I decided on Monday that I was gonna go. Like it went through my head a lot over the weekend. I had moments where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna do it, it's 8 days, I'm a fighter, I do this, you know, it's 8 days. And then there was part of me that was like, it's 8 days of hell, I can't do it. So I went into school that morning thinking, nope, I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be fine. But as soon as I stepped foot in there, I knew I couldn't. That's why I said earlier that, like, I don't give up on things, because it's such a big deal for me to give up, especially that late. And that's how I felt. I felt like you know, once I had made my decision to leave, I suddenly felt like a weight was lifted. I didn't have to do it anymore. Like, it has been the hardest year of my life. Without a doubt, the hardest year of my life. In my first placement, I loved it. But it was still hard, it was still extremely hard, but at least I was enjoying it. As I was leaving, had all my bags, the headmaster sort of said, can I have a word? I waited for him, he was in a meeting. I said, can I see you? Just to say goodbye. And he sort of sat me down. I thought it was literally just going to be like it's been, you know, it's been great, goodbye. But he told me to talk him through everything I was feeling, which was the first time I had done it, and it was quite nice. We talked about a lot of things, about what was right, what was wrong, what maybe I might be better suited teaching secondary or maybe a different school, all these sort of different factors. He said it's 8 days. He said, I will, you know, you can stay this afternoon, I will get the class teacher out, you can plan what you're doing for the next 8 days and you will get through it. You know, he was giving me a chance when I felt like no one was, so I did take it and I said, yeah, okay. And the next 8 days were great. I don't know what changed, but my tutor, my class teacher, they both said like something changed from that day. I was happier, I was more motivated, I was proving myself more, I had a really good observation. I cannot tell you what changed, because as I said a minute ago, I didn't think I could go up from rock bottom. And it wasn't just going up, I like shot up. Like, it wasn't just I went from rock bottom to there. I did really well. Especially the day after, the Tuesday, when I was convinced to stay on the Monday. I went in on the Tuesday and I thought that I'd just made this huge mistake, and I just don't know what happened, because I did feel for the next few days that I wasn't wanted there. I genuinely don't know how I did it. I'm very, obviously very glad I did, because I passed. I'm talking about it now because it's a couple of weeks later. It does still hurt, it really does, but at the same time I have now got through it. When I was vlogging at the time, you know, I vlogged the day I made that decision to leave, I vlogged the day after, you know, I can't remember how much I did vlog, but you know, each day I didn't know what was going to happen. And although I had a really good last 8 days, I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was very scary, and I didn't want to go through those 8 days to then still fail. And I was broken. Like, you know, you can see it on my face. I had nothing left. And I know these are all very big statements for something that is very temporary in my life, but you know, my main goal in life, the things that I work for, are career-based things. Like, I'm very career driven. You know, this was a big deal. Even though I might never go and teach again, this is something that I wanted as an option. It gives me so many different pathways of where I can take it. I did get through it, and you know, I've passed the placement. I still technically haven't passed the course because I am redoing this essay currently, but I'm gonna get through it and I'm gonna pass it. I'm gonna go do my masters in film next year, which is what I am really looking forward to and really want to do in my life, so I can move on and carry on with the vlogs that I enjoy doing, the vlogs that I hope you enjoy watching. Yeah, I'm gonna finish that essay soon, don't know when. So well done to everyone for getting through another academic year. You're all fabulous.